Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky highlighted progress made by Russian, Ukrainian, and American negotiators in the United Arab Emirates capital of Abu Dhabi, even as the path to achieving peace remains unclear. Follow this page, ecochnneltv, for more updates on international news. Here's the latest on the first trilateral talks between Ukraine, Russia, and US as negotiators. Set plans for future meeting. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky speaks at a press conference at the Presidential Palace in Vilnius, Lithuania, on Sunday, January 25th. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky on Sunday highlighted progress made by Russian, Ukrainian, and American negotiators in the United Arab Emirates capital of Abu Dhabi, even as the path to achieving peace remains unclear. A lot was discussed, and it is important that the conversations were constructive, Zelensky wrote on social media, adding, "The central focus of the discussions was the possible parameters for ending the war." The trilateral talks held on Friday and Saturday were the first time that officials from all three countries sat down together since Russia invaded Ukraine in 2022. One U.S. official said the meeting marked a significant step forward after months of quiet diplomacy, stressing that while a final deal is not guaranteed, progress would not have been possible without face-to-face talks. The diplomatic effort came as Russia launched its largest overnight aerial attack on Ukraine so far this year. Though the two-day session did not yield a breakthrough, the parties signaled hope for a future deal. Provided there is readiness to move forward and Ukraine is ready, further meetings will take place, potentially as early as next week, Zelensky said. U.S. President Donald Trump's special envoy Steve Witkoff similarly characterized the talks as very constructive and noted that plans were made to continue conversations next week in Abu Dhabi. President Trump and his entire team are dedicated to bringing peace to this war, Witkoff said. The next round of talks will begin in Abu Dhabi on February 1st, U.S. officials said. For us, security guarantees are primarily bilateral security guarantees with the U.S. The document is 100% ready. We expect our partners to be ready with the date and place when we will sign it, Zelensky said at a news conference in Lithuania. He added that the document will then need to be ratified by the U.S. Congress and the Ukrainian Parliament. The U.S. has led bilateral negotiations with Ukraine and Russia for months, working to resolve the outstanding issues as the fighting rages on. In Abu Dhabi, the negotiators discussed a revised 20-point plan that addresses issues of territory, economy, security, and other areas. Despite the progress touted by the U.S. and Ukrainian sides, the divisive issue of territory continued to be a point of contention, with no clear resolution met. Control of the eastern Ukrainian region known as the Donbass, made up of the coal-rich regions of Donetsk and Luhansk, has been a core demand of Russia. Ahead of the Abu Dhabi talks, Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov said, "Ukraine leaving the Donbass remains a key condition for Moscow. Russia's position is well known. The Ukrainian armed forces must leave Donbass, must withdraw from there. This is a very important condition," Peskov said. World Europe 4 a mine read. Here's the latest on the first trilateral talks between Ukraine, Russia, and U.S. as negotiators set plans for future meeting. By Mitchell McCluskey and Costa Gach. Updated 7HR AGO, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky speaks at a press conference at the Presidential Palace in Vilnius, Lithuania, on Sunday, January 25th. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky on Sunday highlighted progress made by Russian, Ukrainian, and American negotiators in the United Arab Emirates capital of Abu Dhabi, even as the path to achieving peace